Well, how's lunch? Good? Let me ask you, because I know I see y'all saying we loved it. We really loved it. These two brothers right here loved today's lunch. Glad to see that. Glad to see that. So Selena was saying that I'm an entrepreneur. I'm very new at it, so I'm happy to be in this space with fellow entrepreneurs. I have a brand called Vegan Sexy Cool. How many vegans in the house? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. My people, my people. So Vegan Sexy Cool, I started. It's a podcast. It's a blog and a YouTube channel, and it's to help encourage people to move into the vegan lifestyle, but I give you some help along the way. So check it out. I mean, I'm happy to be here because I want to learn just like you guys learn. It's important whether you're, running a business that's focused on veganism, which is one of the fastest growing industries in the country, and so many Black people are turning to veganism. If you're thinking about a business, that's a good one. It's a really, really good one. Or whatever you do, being in a space like this is such a positive, it's such a positive thing because you can really feel alone when you're out there, when you're starting, and you can have imposter syndrome, and I'm going through all of those things. So it's good to be among fellow entrepreneurs so I can learn and network. So happy to be here, happy to network. I'll see you guys after the award ceremony. All right, well, the Entrepreneurs Summit Award Celebration recognizes exemplary entrepreneurs who have blazed new trails in their industries, dominated markets, and embody the spirit of legendary business icon and Black enterprise founder Earl G. Graves Sr. Now today, we celebrate this illustrious group of awardees for their business prowess, leadership, and track record of Black excellence. We are pleased to share their accomplishments with you at this time. So first up, we present the Teenpreneuro Award that recognizes a young entrepreneur or group, ages 13 to 19, committed to advancing the rich tradition of Black business achievement. Now, this award is presented to an impressive teen who is leading the next generation of business leaders. Each individual or group must operate a business that is at least 2 years old and at least 51% Black owned. They must demonstrate that the company generates revenues, even if it's not yet profitable, and serve as a role model to rising entrepreneurs. Here to present the Teenpreneuro Award is the Manager, Cultural and Community Communications for McDonald's. Welcome, Tiara Brown.
Thank you, Jackie, and thank you, Black Enterprise. As you all sit here enjoying this event and luncheon, making contacts, talking deals and opportunities, I want you to take just a moment now to think back in your lives. Think back to this time when you were a tween, say 12 years old. What was the biggest thing in your life? Sports, friends, games? How about business? Were any of you thinking about starting a company, scouting out locations, getting your supply chain in place? As you think about it now, would you have had any idea during your teenage years about how to start a company, how to keep it running, possibly make it a success? Well, this awardee is going to blow you away. He's been a business owner for years. His company has made millions, and he isn't even old enough to drive. He's our 2022 Teenpreneuro honoree, and he represents the new wave of young people starting their entrepreneurial adventure at an early age. Let's meet him.
He's a go-getter, a lifestyle influencer, and a player in the apparel industry. Trey Brown is the founder and CEO of SPERGO, a clothing brand worn by both NBA stars and trendsetters alike. He started the company at 12 years old with $178, a gift he received for his birthday. It was his idea to create a line that could inspire his peers to follow their dreams. He took the words sports, heroes, and go-getter and came up with the name SPERGO, a brand that exalts strength and courage. In just a few short years, this 16-year-old was not only able to pitch, but he successfully secured a $300,000 partnership deal with Daymond John on ABC's hit show Shark Tank. Trey has picked up fans like Meek Mill, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and Sean Pete Diddy Combs, who not only wear his brand, but regularly send him encouragement on social media. While working on finishing high school, Trey is making plans to expand SPERGO internationally. To date, Trey has sold over 70,000 units, secured wholesale deals, has 2 physical stores, and this CEO is just getting started. For his own courage and strength, for his innovative outlook on the social impact of business, and for his bold and early leap into entrepreneurship, Black Enterprise presents the 2022 Teenpreneuro Award to Trey Brown.
This John heavy. First, I wrote a little speech. First, I would like to thank Black Enterprise, the lead and premier media resource for Black businesses. There's a lot of young people all around the world thriving in business. It means the world to me to earn and be selected for such a high honor. Thank you, Black Enterprise. I would also like to thank my family and friends and mentors who support me every day. It takes a lot of work, running 2 physical stores and an online platform. You feel confident because I feel confident because I have your support. Thank you. Lastly, thank you to everyone that believes in me and believes in our mission. This is still the beginning for SPERGO. Stay tuned.
Congratulations to Trey, and let's give him another round of applause because he deserves that. And thank you, Tiara. I will never complain about coming up with content for social media or for my blog ever again. I mean, he is out here doing amazing things. 2 stores? Wow. All right, well, our next award, the Business Disruptor Award, is given to a pioneer whose groundbreaking business innovation has provided or discovered new market solutions that have disrupted the status quo. By seizing new opportunities, they have presented cutting-edge products and/or services that have revolutionized their respective industries. This award celebrates their ingenuity, imagination, and appetite for taking risk. Here to present the Business Disruptor Award is Jason Campbell, VP Operations and Ops Systems Support, FedEx Custom Critical. Jason?
Thank you, Jackie, and good afternoon. It's great to be in a room full of movers and shakers. As you all know, disruptors like to shake things up. They want us to react, to think, even be shocked by what we are experiencing. This year's Business Disruptor wants people to act, to take a stand, to make a difference. She's a mover and shaker who wants to move us all to take responsibility for our planet and for the lives of those living on it. And she makes her beliefs clear with every item she sells. Here's the story of Dr. Kimberly McGlonn, founder and CEO of Grant Boulevard. Ladies and gentlemen, Kimberly McGlonn.
The fashion world has arrived at Grant Boulevard, and this woman-led, Philadelphia-based brand is remaking the industry through its eco-friendly, socially conscious style. Designing transformative creations and activities, founder and CEO Kimberly McGlonn quickly confirmed her status as a bold disruptor. Named after the street in the Milwaukee neighborhood where she grew up Muslim, Grant Boulevard reflects the values of her dedicated mom, who provided emotional support to female inmates, and activist dad, who fought to replenish food deserts. A former English teacher with a Ph.D. in education, she left the classroom after 18 years to pursue her true calling in fashion and activism. She launched Grant Boulevard as a response to slavery, to leased labor, to Jim Crow, persistent economic injustice, and marginalization. Now she lives her words by producing stylish apparel and accessories, employing formerly incarcerated contract workers to sew garments with recycled materials. Through the GB Give Back commitment, McGlonn has made investing in social change part of the company's business model. Last year, she donated 2% of revenue to a nonprofit focused on keeping children out of adult jails. Its apparel and website promotes brand ambassadors who address issues like women's empowerment and climate change. And her Build It Boldly thrust connects like-minded small business owners seeking to make a difference. For combining entrepreneurial innovation with social activism to boldly disrupt the fashion industry, Black Enterprise presents the 2022 Business Disruptor Award to Kimberly McGlonn, founder and CEO of Grant Boulevard.
It is my pleasure to present the Business Disruptor Award to Dr. Kimberly McGlonn, CEO and founder of Grant Boulevard. Y'all give it up for Kimberly.
He wasn't lying when he said this thing is heavy. I want to thank Black Enterprise for honoring our ambitions as a small Black women-owned company to figure out how we can sit it and serve at the new intersection of thinking about the climate and making climate-positive decisions and making decisions that center paying a living wage to everyone who's on our team. So thank you, Black Enterprise. I also want to thank my 93-year-old grandmother who really, she was hustling y'all to get here today. She's back here, so thank you, Grammy, for being here. You know, my grandmother, she was a garment worker, and I think so often in the story of this country and the story of what's happening in fashion now, we forget the people who make the garments that we wear. So this is to the women who all around the world are producing the things that are so important to our closets, and this is to the curation of a new kind of closet, one that centers thinking about the planet and being of service to all of us, including those of us who are formerly incarcerated.
All right, congratulations, Kimberly, and thank you, Jason. Let's give Kimberly another round of applause. And her grandmother. Yes. All right, next, the Community Champion Award is a community service-oriented award presented to a business owner, franchisee, or entrepreneur who goes above and beyond the call of business. Now, this honoree has empowered their local community by giving back consistently and/or has prioritized helping others at the core aspect of their business. Here to present the Community Champion Award is Mark Winston, Sr., Manager Supplier Inclusion for Walmart.
Thank you, Jackie. It is my privilege to present this award to a business leader for leadership beyond the boardroom and C-suite. This is leadership in the neighborhood, helping those who live nearby, who need support, who need hope. For Derrick Hayes, it means combining his culinary talents with his ability to raise money and awareness. It's giving back to the community that has given him so much. It has become a way of honoring the memory of his father through a foundation that works tirelessly for equality, for equity, for justice to improve health and welfare for African Americans. Please take a look.
As his father fought a losing battle with lung cancer, Derrick D. Hayes pledged to create a business to honor his legacy. That commitment spawned Big Dave's Cheesesteak. Combining his love of community and cooking, the West Philadelphia native decided to bring a taste of Philly down south. His menu of lip-smacking beef, chicken, and salmon cheesesteaks were made with seasonings inspired by his late father. Serving up a scrumptious reputation and mouth-watering revenues, Big Dave's grew from a small water ice shop in a Dunwoody, Georgia gas station to an award-winning national food brand. Today, patrons can't get enough of its offerings, which have been ranked among the top 10 in the best sandwich category at the 2018 World Food Championships. And annual sales have increased by more than 100%, its biggest gain year to date. Hayes has also done well by doing good, always prepared to answer his community's call for help. During the pandemic, Big Dave's served free meals to frontline healthcare workers and distributed face masks and medical supplies throughout Metro Atlanta. Big Dave's raised more than $26,000 to help struggling Black businesses repair damages from riots that broke out after the tragic murders of George Floyd and Rayshard Brooks. In fact, Hayes helped provide Brooks' widow with life insurance and worked with the HBCU Clark Atlanta University to make scholarships available to their 4 children. His David and Derrick Hayes Foundation teamed up with Slutty Vegan's Pinky Cole Foundation and New York Life to ensure coverage for 25,000 young, low-income Black men by December 2023. Hayes also continues to vigorously address, among other issues, quality education and mental health care for African Americans. For uplifting Black communities through his unyielding commitment and significant contributions, Black Enterprise presents the 2022 Community Champion Award to Derrick Hayes, President and CEO of Big Dave's Cheesesteaks.
It gives me great pleasure to present the Black Enterprise Community Champion Award to philanthropist Derrick Hayes, President and CEO of Big Dave's Cheesesteaks. Ladies and gentlemen, Derrick Hayes.
How everybody doing? So I ain't been home in 3 years. I've been working hard. But it's an honor. It's an honor that Black Enterprise, gave me this honoree to come here. Cause I ain't been home in 3 years. Losing my father in 2009. I just moved to Atlanta. I wanted to start my life over. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself. But building Big Dave's was building community because right now I have 90 employees, and every time we open up new locations, we able to provide new jobs and new situations, new resources. And I try to tell every Black person, we're not a failure, we just don't have the resources. So I'm providing the resources, I'm gonna keep providing the resources, and right now, I'm one of the highest gross Black-owned businesses in the country.
All right. Congratulations, Derrick and Mark. Thank you. Well, our most prestigious, yes, another round of applause. That is well-deserved because it's good to see us, lift as we climb, right? To give back to the community and help others to pursue their dreams as well. It's really important. Well, our most prestigious honor, the Earl G. Graves Senior Visionary Award, recognizes the entrepreneurial spirit and guiding light of established and innovative business leaders for a lifetime of achievement and distinguished track record of success. Now, this award was named in honor of Black Enterprise founder and publisher Earl G. Graves Sr., an iconic entrepreneur, advocate for Black business advancement, and civil rights leader who shifted the paradigm for equity and inclusion on corporate boards, inspired generations of Black business leaders, and empowered the Black community to build wealth through business ownership, career advancement, and money management. Please welcome the President and CEO of Black Enterprise, Earl Butch Graves, Jr.
Thank you, Jackie, and good afternoon. I hope everyone enjoyed the sessions this morning. This Entrepreneurs Summit represents our second in-person event since the passing of the visionary founder of Black Enterprise, my dad, Earl Graves Sr. Certainly, these past 2 years have been painful and personal reminders of the loss that has touched the lives of everyone in this room. Within the Graves family, we too had to come to terms with such a deep, heartfelt void. My father left a legacy that more than focused on economic equality for African Americans. He was the quintessential entrepreneur who created a vehicle of information and advocacy that has inspired 4 generations of African Americans to build wealth through entrepreneurship, career advancement, and money management. He was the ultimate champion of Black business, launching Black Enterprise in 1970 to not only chronicle the rise of African American entrepreneurs, but also provide the tools for African Americans to succeed in the business mainstream and achieve their measure of the American dream. He was indeed before his time in driving his vision and mission and becoming a trailblazing entrepreneur in his own right, building Black Enterprise from a single title magazine 50 years ago to a diversified multimedia business spreading the message of financial empowerment to more than 12 million African Americans through digital, events, print, and broadcast platforms. It is my privilege to share my father's enduring legacy in this fitting tribute.
He was a pioneer, a visionary, a change agent who enabled millions of African Americans across 50 years to become a part of the economic and business mainstream.
The whole premise of the magazine is to say to African Americans from the beginning, you too can have a piece of the economic action of this country, right? That the opportunities are there, whether or not you're talking about as a professional going into some line of work, as a person working in another corporation for somebody else, or putting the key in the door yourself every morning.
Black Enterprise was launched in August 1970. That was the very first issue of Black Enterprise. But the story of Black Enterprise launching in August 1970 grew out of something else. Out of tragedy sometimes comes triumph.
The tragedy was the assassination of presidential candidate Robert Kennedy, a time when trusted Kennedy aide Earl Graves Sr. suddenly found himself unemployed. It was the 1970s, and money was tight for most African Americans. They were hungry for a way to build wealth and power, and Graves was ambitious and gutsy enough to show them the way.
I think of the Earl Graves legacy as being one of an example of great business leadership. He had an idea that was really original, and he created something really special that continues today.
Black Enterprise chronicled the major achievements of and advocated for the elevation of Blacks in all aspects of the business arena, from Main Street to Wall Street, from the factory floor to the boardroom. The 35-year-old former Green Beret became known for his tenacity, never taking no for an answer, making the publication profitable by its 9th issue.
No one took lightly to a call from Earl Graves. I mean, that was one of those calls that you took immediately. He made the leaders of businesses, particularly in my case, consumer products businesses, aware of, sensitive to, and compassionate for the African American community.
That helped to create a multi-million-dollar empire that grew from a single publication company to the #1 Black digital media brand with more than 10 million monthly unique visitors. He was responsible for bringing African Americans together through an array of conferences, including the Women of Power Summit, the premier event for female professionals of color.
I had a conversation with Butch and with Mr. Graves and challenged Black Enterprise to come up with something that State Farm could own. The team came back with this concept of Women of Power. I think it's one of the best things that Black Enterprise and State Farm has ever done together.
Today, Black Enterprise is under the leadership of his son, CEO Earl Butch Graves, Jr.
The most important lessons I learned from my father was that he never put his family second. Because in his mind, success without sharing it with his family would not be success at all.
Married nearly 52 years to wife Barbara, with 3 sons and 8 grandchildren, Earl Graves Sr. still made time to hold seats on the boards of major corporations. He also made time for ambitious executives, hoping to climb the corporate ladder.
He said, young man, aim high because I'm going to see some of your senior people, and I'd like to see some people like you in the years to come. He also said, if I can ever help you, give me a call. And then in classic Earl Graves style, he said, and if you can ever help me sell some advertising, definitely give me a call.
A long-standing civil rights activist, he believed there could be no social justice without economic opportunity. His mission was to ensure that all Americans, including those of color, share in the American dream of equality and prosperity.
All of us are legacies of Mr. Graves because without him, without the impact of Black Enterprise, there would be few opportunities for people like me. And so I am just reminded every day that we owe him a great deal of gratitude.
I hope my father's contributions profoundly serve as a source of guidance and inspiration in your courageous pursuit and ascension to new heights. We also seek to make this year's return engagement to the Black Enterprise Entrepreneur Summit a complete and rewarding experience that will enable you to design the businesses and build the lives you deserve. And with that, I'd like to invite the Vice President of Property Casualty Learning and Development for Nationwide to come to present the Earl G. Graves Sr. Visionary Award. Please welcome Giovanni Lucas.
Thank you, Butch. It is my honor to present the Earl Graves Visionary Award to 2 most deserving entrepreneurs, the CEO and chairman of a groundbreaking investment bank. They are innovative executives who represent genius, resilience, and excellence that is the legacy of Black entrepreneurship in America. They also share the values of the legacy founder of Black Enterprise, Earl G. Graves Sr. In the summer of 1970, when Earl Graves launched Black Enterprise magazine, he was hailed as a visionary and a change agent, enabling African Americans to become part of the economic mainstream. That effort continues, carried on by the likes of Suzanne Shank and Christopher Williams of the investment bank Siebert Williams Shank. They merged together 2 firms to create the largest women and minority-owned investment bank in the nation. And these two top executives are reaching beyond the boardroom and C-suite to help communities facing inequities. Let's take a look.
Suzanne Shank has been making history throughout her career. She made a major move in the financial world by partnering with Muriel Siebert, the first woman to own a seat on the New York Stock Exchange. As president and CEO of Siebert Bradford Shank, she was a pioneer in providing opportunities for women in the field of money management. The firm became the first women-owned company to rank in the top 10 of senior managers of municipal debt and the first to lead a deal of over $1 billion in principal amount. As one of the fastest growing public finance firms, the group was honored by Black Enterprise as a Financial Services Company of the Year. Christopher Williams was a senior manager at Lehman Brothers before founding the Williams Capital Group. He's been a leader on numerous corporate boards, including Walmart, Clorox, and Union Pacific. In 2019, he merged his company with Shank's, becoming chairman of the board of this financial powerhouse. Siebert Williams Shank is a full-service investment banking firm and the largest women and minority-owned investment banking firm in the country. The corporate vision that Suzanne Shank and Christopher Williams have is to provide strong and vibrant American cities the capital they need to meet growing demands.
Just about everything that citizens need, our firm helps finance. Water and sewer projects, school buildings, jails, highways.
Through the years, collectively, the newly merged companies have worked with more than 500 corporate clients, more than 1,000 institutional clients, and over 1,200 municipal clients, just to name a few. Both of these financial wizards have appeared, in the past, on the cover of Black Enterprise. Shank as a woman of power for her entrepreneurial success, and Williams as one of the 75 most powerful blacks on Wall Street. Part of the goal of the recently merged company is to see that cash flows into neighborhoods and businesses that have long been overlooked or had to struggle for financial backing.
In March of 2021, we achieved our first closing of the Clear Vision Impact Fund. The fund's mission is to make loans to small businesses in support of their efforts to hire and train minorities and other members of underserved communities nationally.
The SWS Foundation is also dedicated to advancing economic equity and social equality, working to increase access to education and eliminate extreme poverty. For their efforts to improve communities and country, for their determination to end the wealth gap and see underserved neighborhoods thrive, Black Enterprise awards the inaugural Earl G. Graves Senior Visionary Award to Suzanne Shank and Christopher Williams.
It is my great pleasure to present the Earl Graves Senior Visionary Award to Christopher Williams, Chairman Siebert Williams Shank and Company LLC, and Suzanne Shank, President and CEO, Siebert Williams Shank Company LLC. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Williams and Suzanne Shank.
Thank you so much. When we got the call from Butch, I think we can both say we were floored, really excited to receive the inaugural award in the name of Earl Graves Sr. Because for 5 decades, Earl Graves Sr. gave aspiring entrepreneurs the greatest gifts possible, inspiration and exposure. He showed us we could dream big and succeed in turning our dreams into a reality. I read once that he had a framed quotation hanging in his hall that read, "Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Chris and I are proud to be 2 of the countless people who were inspired by Earl Graves' example. And we accept this award not only as an honor, but as a symbol of our responsibility to inspire future generations to blaze their own trails.
I will only add first my thanks to the Black Enterprise Organization, everyone involved. I know it's a team and a family that's worked so hard for years to shine that critical spotlight on African American businesses, Black businesses, and also, as important, to inspire generations of business people throughout our and within our community. So I want to thank you for this award, but thank you for all that you've done, and thank you for what you continue to do going.
All right, another round of applause. Well deserved. Are you guys inspired? Yes, right? All right, well, congratulations to Christopher and Suzanne, and thank you, Giovanni. Now, lastly, I wish to thank Black Enterprise once again for inviting me to this amazing event. It has been so inspiring to me. As you all said, it's been an inspiration to you. Please continue doing what you do for at least another 50 years or, you know, longer. But maybe we'll see you and your business represented here on this stage next year. Would you like that? That would be amazing. Well, we would like our awardees to please join us back on stage for a class photo. If you would please make your way to the stage right now. And there are volunteers standing by to escort you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the conference. And be safe out there. Thank you.
I told her, let's go, let's blow this lame factory. She said,